This is Traffic Jams here on CKUA. I'm Lisa Wilton here with you until 6 p.m. My guest this afternoon is a renowned Canadian bon vivant, a quick-witted socialite with many a story to tell, and many of which can't be repeated. He's had a varied career as an actor, model, singer, dancer, and one-time coach of a lesbian softball team. His sharp-tongued observations have left audiences in stitches, sometimes aghast, but mostly in tears of laughter. He's also one of the headliners of this year's Grindstone Comedy Festival in Edmonton, which runs July 5th through July 9th. Please welcome to CKUA Charles Buderick Cole, also known as the one, the only Buddy Cole. Hi, Buddy.
Hello there. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm glad that we could connect today. As I mentioned, you're heading to Edmonton to the Grindstone Comedy Festival, which kicks off in a couple of days. You've been to Alberta before, a few times, I think. What is your favorite memory of being in Alberta, or maybe your favorite thing about Edmonton?
Leaving? No, that. I didn't mean that. I just said that because it was what I had to say. Suddenly,
Yes.
I felt like I was Paul Lynn in the center square, and I just channeled him, and that's what he would say.
Yes.
But obviously not. No, I think my favorite part I think just the entire province of Alberta is the garter snake balls. That's what I've always liked the most. In fact, I thought that I was coming out there because I've always been obsessed with garter snake mating. And I was told that there were some very large pits outside of Edmonton where the garter snakes were gathering. But I was just informed by my manager that actually that's already happened. So I'm missing it.
Yes, I've seen those. I've seen photos of those, but I don't go anywhere near them because they kind of freak me out.
Are they close to town? I just need to know if they're close to town.
I don't know that, but
Good. Okay.
I'm actually in
coming.
Calgary. So
Oh, you're in Calgary.
I'm in Calgary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can Edmonton not afford a drive-by show?
Well, that's a nice thing. We're province-wide. So
I see. Okay.
Edmonton gets me too. So your first show at the festival is on Thursday, July 6th. What kind of topics will we be touching on this time around? There's certainly no shortage of fodder.
Well, exactly. There certainly isn't. I'll be telling stories from my life. I'll be touching, of course, upon the fault lines that are dividing our society, and I will be giving my full attention to them. Because let's be honest, I've come to save the day. I saw the sign in the sky. It was the bat sign, but I'm an old bat, so I decided I would answer the call because the world seems to be in quite a state right now. And I knew that my manager, Scott, could not handle this. So I said, give me it, give me the baton. I can handle this. So I've just basically come to save the day. I'm here to save the world from itself.
Well, why do you think the world still needs Buddy Cole?
They'll always need me because I have a very clear vision of what the future is. And it's not easy. I mean, this doesn't come easily because I can see the world. I see the world through not rose-colored glasses, broken glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way to see things. And the thing is, I've been looking through the world through broken glasses my entire life. That's the only kind of vision that I like. Because right now we're in a state where everybody is fighting and constantly at each other's throats. And I really don't, it's not that I don't care what happens. I do very much so. It's just that I just feel like it's my time. I wanted to stay away. Believe me, I would have loved to have just retired. But so be it. I've been called into action and here I am.
Well, you've been sharing your viewpoints in a public forum since the 1980s. How would you say that, you've changed in those years, and how have things stayed the same, that you still, certain things still pop up that you talk about?
Well, I think there's things that Royal Society then are Rolling Society once again. I just think under a different, let's just say people are dressed differently and they look different, but it's still the same thing. There's an awful lot of wickedness in the world right now, and I'm here to help to point it out, which people to avoid.
Right. Now, the live entertainment industry has been facing challenges for a long time, even way back before the pandemic era. Yet Grindstone Theatre, it's really quite a real independent success story. It's got its own permanent venue, there's a strong community behind it, and its own comedy festival now. Why do you think that this appetite for live grassroots comedy and improv remains so strong these days?
Well, I think it's because as the airwaves and the stream waves have gotten more and more censorious, people are starting to realize that the only place to hear what a comedian or a performer really thinks is to see them in person. Because until that day comes when actually people are censored from the stage, we are still in a place where a person can get on stage and say what they think. And usually people will leave them alone. But it has become increasingly more and more difficult to say those things in the public airwaves. And so that's why I think that live performing has become more and more important.
What do you get when you're on stage? What is that feeling? Is there a feeling that you can only get on stage that is hard to give up?
Well, it's of course raw power. And that's very difficult to get off stage. But I live my life as if I'm always on stage. So I find the barrier between life and the stage is quite seamless. But there is the thing about being on stage when you're telling the stories that I tell is you're in charge, you're a lion tamer, and you are facing a crowd of lions. And all they need is one piece of meat thrown to them and they'll all go crazy. So you have to be in charge.
Gotcha. Now, after this these performances you're doing in Edmonton, what do you have planned next?
Well, I'm going to be going to Los Angeles to be to do the show for a run, which is I'm quite excited about. I'll be doing it at the Lyric Hyperion, and then I'm coming back. Then I'm going back to Toronto, and then who knows what's going to happen next? Because, well, honestly, I just feel that as soon as I perform in Grindstone and people get a load of what I'm saying, my life is going to change overnight. I'm not making any plans. Gotcha. Because I'm just waiting for Grindstone to light the fire.
Nice, nice. Well, lastly, thank you very much for joining us today here on Traffic Jams, Buddy. And I want to know, if people are like, do I want to go see Buddy Cole? I'd tell them why they should go see Buddy Cole.
Well, I think it's because this is a show. I basically this might be the funniest show I've ever done, and it's basically if you don't see it, the next time you see it, it will be priced exorbitantly high, and there will be no tickets. So I think this is the last chance before I shoot off into the stratosphere.
Perfect. Have you done this show before somewhere else, or is this like the debut of?
Well, I've been working it stealthily here in Toronto because that's the way to do it. Because the beautiful thing about Canadian show business is that no one's paying any attention. So even if you decide to do a show in front of millions of people, it's still quite a stealth job. But I have been working it very quietly because I know that some of the things that I say might spook the horses. And I don't want to spook the horses until I'm ready to ride. So I have been working it the last year quietly. And now I'm ready to reveal to the world my latest abomination.
Thank you so much, Buddy.
Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you.
You too. That was Buddy Cole. You can see Buddy July 6th, 7th, and 8th as part of the Grindstone Comedy Festival in Edmonton. For more information, go to grindstonecomedyfest.com. And to keep up with Buddy and his manager and alter ego, Scott Thompson, you can find them on Twitter at Scott Thompson _.